Hello to you and welcome to Adelante Chicago. Bienvenidos. I'm Lourdes Duarte. Thank you so much for joining us today. It has been a very tough week across Chicago as we held funeral services for three very well-respected Chicagoans killed in a shooting at Mercy Hospital. One of them was Chicago police officer Samuel Jimenez. The Puerto Rican community here in Chicago and on the island are recognizing him and his work. Here to talk to us a little bit more about that and some of the other things they're doing are Waldemar Cruz, who is the president of the Puerto Rican Police Association, and the treasurer of that same organization, Luis Arroyo. Welcome to the both of you.
Thank you for having us.
As I said, it has been a very tough week for everybody throughout Chicago and Indiana. Some of the victims were from Indiana as well. Talk about this particular officer and what he means for your organization, because there is that Puerto Rican connection with Officer Jimenez.
Oh yes, the proud thing that we have with Officer Jimenez that he is Puerto Rican. He's a young Latino with a family. We promoted bringing more Latinos onto the police department. He was one of them, which makes us proud because we're working on diversifying the police department. And he was known to be a hard worker, great gentleman, and a loss to us as a community and as a police department.
Yeah, we've been hearing so many wonderful things about him. I told you, I think earlier, that I got a call from one of the newspapers in Puerto Rico that was looking to do a story on him, and they wanted some leads on people to reach out to. So to see that outpouring of support has got to be incredible.
We worked with an organization called Proyecto Nacer and raised $48,000 for a RV medical vehicle that they are now converting it so they can take it into the rural areas so they can help people out. Just simple stuff like blood pressure and diabetes, you know, and
That's
which
amazing.
is So
yeah, you guys have been around for a while, and like you said, you helped with Puerto Rican hurricane relief, and then also you've got a couple of other things that you're doing. You had an Esperanza project that you were working on. Tell me about that.
Yes, for the last 20 years, the Puerto Rican Police Association is proud to help out the special needs community. Every Christmas, we support the school and give every student there a Christmas gift. And it's a Santa by the police. It's something that is dear to our heart to see people who are less fortunate than us to receive a gift from us. And it's something we dearly appreciate every year doing with Esperanza Community Center.
Okay, and I know you had is it a basketball game? Is that coming up, or is that something you did in the past?
We're partnering up with Pedro Abuso Campos High School and Aspida. Every year we have a basketball game with the kids. We're able to talk with the kids, show them a different side to law enforcement, which they appreciate because they never see us like that. We have always been that us against them, and then when we sit down with them, when we're able to communicate with them, the attitudes change and the partnerships begin.
And you're saying that the idea is to try to recruit more Puerto Rican police officers, and not just Puerto Rican, but I think Latino as a whole, to have a bigger representation within the police department.
Sure.
Do you feel like you're being successful? Where are you in the process, and are you getting sort of the tools and help that you need to do that?
I think we are being successful. I think that a lot of the young Puerto Ricans, especially at times when they meet us and they, get to say, wow, after the games, they're like, wow, you guys are so cool. We didn't know you were like that. And, we need them in the neighborhoods because myself as a Puerto Rican, when I came on the job young, there were times that I went to jobs where I knew they were Puerto Rican, but they thought I was not Puerto Rican. And they were saying, why didn't they send somebody that spoke Spanish? And they, so I would laugh. I said, I speak Spanish. And then also I would tell them I'm Puerto Rican. They were like, oh my God. And we had that communication.
Saying it's nice to see that connection.
Yes.
It's nice to see that connection.
And I think that's something that, we need, because there's still people out there that, don't speak English, and they really need to know that they can relate to you. And
sure, it is important in every neighborhood, in every community. I want to circle back around to Samuel Jimenez. I know you said that both of you didn't know him specifically. You've known of a lot of people who did know him, but this organization is working to perhaps in the next months, in the next few weeks, try to help his family as he had young children and a wife. How are you hoping to do that?
The ability to reach out to partner organizations, Hispanic organizations like the Latin American Police Association and HISLAIR, which is the Hispanic Illinois State Law Enforcement, Latino enforcement organization, gives us that ability to unite and do something that represents what he gave up. He gave the ultimate sacrifice, and we want to do something special, not just a regular fundraiser. We want to be able to give his family time to mourn, time to recuperate, and then when the time is right, early next year, get together and do something that represents Officer Jimenez in the right and proper way.
Okay, wonderful. It'll be wonderful to see. I know you've got events coming up within the community. I mean, we touched on a few of them that you've done just in the last year or so. What else do you have in the works?
We have our annual gala, which is
that the big one?
That's the big one.
Okay, tell me about it.
Sold out.
Sold out.
Already?
We're proud that when we started this, we got back into this organization. It started off small. Over the years, it kept on growing and growing and growing. Every year, we get close to 500 people at our gala, which makes us the biggest Hispanic police organization to throw this type of event in the Midwest. We're proud of it, and it comes out of Chicago. Another thing is that we are starting to do restorative practice classes with kids, youth. We have to educate our youth, and because if we don't, we'll never fix the problems that are affecting us criminally in this state and in this city. We're also creating a partnership with Pedro Abuso Campos and Espida, where we work with the kids hand on hand, and we're trying to get law enforcement classes, especially in Espida High School, who's going to partner up with us to teach kids to be first responders or in law enforcement and getting back into law enforcement.
What's the website if people want more information on how to help, let's say, Officer Jimenez or some of the other organizations and events that you've got coming up?
Our website is www.prpachicago.com. We'll have links on that website, and on our Facebook, you just look up for prpachicago.com and you'll find us, and we'll have links that if you want to donate, we're willing to accept them.
Okay, great. Thank you. Good luck to the both of you.